26.
Thanks. Is it Karakra? That's right. You are charged with obstruction of a highway or a passageway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 13th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a stranded motor vehicle on the 1400 block of West San Houston Parkway in Harris County, Texas. The officer was advised the motor vehicle was missing the left rear tire, and the officer made contact with the driver. The driver stated the private record was en route, and around the same time, another motor vehicle reported being struck by a single tire coming from the opposite direction of traffic. The defendant, a private wrecker, arrived and blocked the moving roadway. Officer made contact with the defendant. The officer made the defendant aware of the situation, and the defendant neglected to hear what the officer had to say, and the officer gave an order to the defendant to move from the moving lane of traffic as the stranded motor vehicle was part of the investigation, to which the defendant refused. The defendant kept trying to make contact with the driver of the motor vehicle being towed, despite the officer's actions and orders to leave the scene.
So he's trying to help.
Yes, he reported there to tow the vehicle, but he was blocking the moving lane of traffic, and officers told him to move, and he would not.
Does it say how long he was there?
Your Honor, let me see in the DIMS if it says. It does not give a time frame for how long he was there. All it says is that the motor vehicle he attempted to tow was part of an investigation, which is why officers told him to clear the scene so that way they could investigate the damage to the motor vehicle. It was part of a new investigation.
All right. Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm not putting any conditions on your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. That's all we're asking to do. When you get into into an argument or a fight with an officer, who's going to win?
Officer.
Right. Just be careful. You got to know these things,
I'm sorry.
Pick and choose your audience. No, you don't have to just be careful. Some battles you're just not going to win, right? I see that you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with Mr. Muharib and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. We'll just have you sign a reset and then you're welcome to wait for him back, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir, please. Mendoza. Mr. Mendoza, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On October 13th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a major crash at 7800 North Freeway in Harris County, Texas. The witness stated it seemed the defendant and the second witness were involved in a road rage incident. The first witness felt witness two's motor vehicle hit him and observed the defendant exit the driver's side of his motor vehicle and walk towards the first witness's motor vehicle in an aggressive manner. The first witness observed slurred speech, stumbling, a slouched posture, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed bloodshot, glossy eyes, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN was 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, and one leg stand 1 out of 4. The defendant admitted to drinking that night, and the defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were 0.045 and 0.046. The defendant stated he did not eat anything and consumed 2 24-ounce Smirnoff Ice and admitted to driving.
So you're saying he wasn't the one at fault, though. It was the other person that was at fault.
Your Honor, the way the DIMS reads is that there was 3 vehicles involved, and it doesn't. Let me read the DIMS just to be sure, Your Honor. Your Honor, the DIMS does say that the second witness stated that the defendant came around on his left side and hit him. So it seems he hit the second witness, causing chain reaction.
Probable cause to go forward with the case.
Quiet.
You have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Then you're not allowed to drive. No driving until you have insurance in your name. Do you understand? I'm also urging you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living? Good, great. Did you graduate from high school? We're going to work on that now. I'll appoint your lawyer today, and I want you to start working on getting your GED. You can't go through life without, at a minimum, getting a GED. You're going to make pennies on the dollar to everybody else. I'm serious. And so what I'm going to do, I'll give you a lawyer today, and I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I'm making it a condition of your bond that you start working on your GED. You have to get your GED. Do you understand? I'm going to set you off 2 weeks, and I'm going to bring you back. If you've done nothing to show me what you're doing about getting your GED, it's not going to go well between us. Do you understand?
Sure.
So I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive. I'm going to get you to Victoria sign a reset, and then eventually you get with pre-chop your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. All right? Do not leave until we have you talk to a lawyer. Okay? Can I talk to? Oh, it's all right.
This way, sir.
Page 33, Judge. Okay, go ahead and have a seat in the jury box.
Where did you think that you were coming today? To the beach? Why are you in shorts? It's a complete sign of disrespect. I'm going to let it pass today, but if you come here again in shorts, I'm going to put you out and we'll set you off for the next day, and we'll make you come back the next day.
Sir, I apologize.
Do you understand?
Sir, I apologize.
Okay. This is not your first case. You know better.
I apologize, sir.
Mr. Surges, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 13, 2024, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. The caller observed the defendant arrive at the location and pace back and forth around the car before proceeding to enter the vehicle and turn the lights on as if he were attempting to get the motor vehicle turned on. Upon arrival, the officers observed the defendant sitting inside the motor vehicle that was parked on the driveway in front of the residence, and the defendant claimed the vehicle belonged to his girlfriend, but when asked to provide his girlfriend's name, could not provide any information. The complainant, the owner of the motor vehicle, advised she did not give the defendant permission to enter his vehicle and wishes to pursue charges.
So it's criminal trespass of a car.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Surges, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person or the complaining witness. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Why are you looking at me with bewilderment?
Because I didn't even talk to the people. I was, sir.
If the only thing I'm going to tell you, if that there's a car
Mhm.
and it's not yours,
Sir.
don't go into the car. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the case. I'm just telling you what your bond conditions are. Don't go into anyone's car unless it's yours. Do you understand? Okay. What do you do for a living, Mr. Surges?
Worker pay centers. Temporary agency.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
In my life.
What were you doing?
Jack in the box.
Why did you stop working?
They didn't have enough hours for me. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you just quit?
No, they didn't have enough hours.
They let you go?
Something like that. They didn't have enough hours for me to work.
Where are you living now?
I'm in a sensitive situation. I understand that, sir.
You need to get a full-time job. I'm
Yes, sir.
making that a condition of your bond.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
And I will appoint your lawyer today, Mr. Surges.
Yes, sir.
One of the conditions is no weapons, and you must get a full-time job.
Okay, yes, sir.
You understand? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go to Amazon, go to Starbucks, they're always hiring. And they make, you start out at 15 to 17 bucks an hour.
That's fine.
Do it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
bringing you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you come back and show me that you've done nothing, life's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. We'll have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond condition.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
That was it, Judge.
Okay, you ready?
Well, he is on your curfew and he's on the monitor. So, I mean, we're at least keeping him from being outside during the hours that you're concerned about.
How long do you think?
Judge, I really don't know how long it would take them to process it. Say hypothetically, if they told me 2 to 3 business days and then he sends it across today, I don't imagine that they would take longer than 2 to 3 business days, but he's going through it with a HIPAA. So
They're going to have to, what this is saying is he has to email them with his information, then they're going to send him a form that he's got to fill out allowing that information to be given. So
say it
as soon as
takes
they,
2 to 3 business days for them to respond to him and then with the
Okay, so
form.
let's do this. I'll set it off for a week.
Yeah,
I'm sending him for a drug test now. Come up, Mr. Jones.
I think that's great, Judge.
I mean, he had no problem doing his weekly testing.
Doesn't, if he's using any kind of opiates, I'm gonna, if you're using any opiates, anything that you're not supposed to, it's not going to go well between us. Do you understand?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
How come you have not seen any other licensed psychiatrist other than the cannabis people?
Okay, I actually have. I was prescribed alprazolam for 6 years, but it actually caused me to have like seizures if I like missed it like a couple hours late and stuff like
You're
that.
not supposed to stop taking it.
I'm not saying like not I'm saying like if I slept in, like I could actually wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and have seizures because it's
Yes.
delirium tremors is what they call it.
Side effects of when you take hardcore, powerful narcotics like these, you can't just stop taking it. You can't just, when you stop, they wean you off. And when you don't take it as regularly prescribed, there are serious side effects. One of those being, convulsions, all types of side effects, including seizing, right? So it's not because you're taking the Xanax, it's because you didn't take it when you're supposed to. So don't blame the Xanax for causing you to seize. It's the fact that you didn't take it that caused you to seize. Why not? Why stop? So you're not taking the alprazolam anymore?
No, I still take the Valium, but only for emergencies for seizures. It's not even for the PTSD anymore because I didn't.
Emergency seizures?
No, emergency seizures.
He has epilepsy, Judge.
Yeah, I have epilepsy, sir. That's another reason why they were giving me the Xanax too. But like, but they were saying that it was actually making it worse. They called them delirium tremors, similar to like withdrawal from alcohol. The benzos do the same.
Intramensic?
Yes, sir.
Sure,
So
but
that yes, sir. They're saying that it was helping, but if I
the other thing is I can't imagine that if you have one doctor prescribing all this other stuff, that doctor is going to continue to let you take all this, knowing full well that you're also using marijuana from another doctor, because they're contradictory and you can't do that,
Sir, I wasn't taking them at the same time.
okay?
Yes, sir. I had stopped the Xanax actually when I was when I went to jail for that state jail time, and whenever I got out, I was on like different medications in here and stuff like that. I just didn't want to go back on the same narcotic while I'm trying to stay sober, sir. So I mean, I know marijuana is not much better, but I just felt like, you know, it was better off taking something that wasn't physically addicting versus, you know, with
But
the
it
doctor's
can be
opinions and
as well,
stuff.
though. It can be as well. I mean, look, I'm sending you for a drug test now.
Yes, sir.
We need a complete list of everything that you're legally prescribed to take, because I want to know what you're allowed to take, and that's it.
Yes, sir.
Because also need to know what's going to show up in the blood test and what's not supposed to show up in there.
Yes, sir.
But don't use anything that you're not prescribed to take.
Yes, sir.
And for sure, you best not get into a car.
Yes, sir.
I will absolutely lose it if you get into a car. Do you understand, Mr. Jones?
Absolutely.
I
Yes,
don't
sir.
know how much more plain and clear that I can make this to you. Don't get into a car.
Thank you, Judge.
Hold on. I need to make sure that if he signed an affidavit that he's not going to drive. He does.
You
Okay.
understand that?
I believe so.
We'll set you off for a week, and then before he leaves today, I'd like a complete list of what he's got prescriptions for to take as far as any kind of narcotics, and
Yes.
so we can see it. All right.
Could you provide that?
I want to know.
If not, you do that too.
No,
Give
I'm
it to
sending you
them.
for a drug test now.
Yes, sir.
Depending on what that shows, I want to look. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, guys.
This way.
Herman. When are we set for Mr. Blanco?
Next Tuesday, sir. You want to go over, it? Like, there is a pretrial matter we have to go over.
What is it?
They don't want to, he has cancer in his eyes and kidneys, and they don't want to bring in his, they have a motion in limine as to bring up his medical condition. They don't think it's relevant, even though they have to prove loss of physical and mental faculties, and it's on the video.
Well, let's, I mean, if we're actually going to go to trial, we
Yes,
can,
we-
on the morning of trial, we'll go through that, you
Well,
know?
I would like, if maybe we can even discuss it, but maybe Mr. Blanco doesn't have to be here the Monday before, maybe.
Sure, of course.
Okay, I can
We
stop
can do
by the Monday before. Because they have to, but
Did you get the result back?
no,
Guys, do you have the result,
I anticipate it to be positive. candidate
Mr.
for mine.
Blanco, on top of page 3? Do you have the results of the drug test, please? Thanks.
If I remember correctly, I think their motion limit said it's to curry favor or to sympathy or something to that effect.
And a nullification type,
I'm sorry.
nullification,
Well,
I
it's
guess.
highly relevant to when you're trying to prove loss of physical faculties. That's one of their allegations. And it also goes to
I mean, I
the,
guess it could, I don't know. Well, anything else? Come up, Mr. Blanco.
I think he heard your position on marijuana just there as well.
Why are you using, Mr. Blanco? Why are you using marijuana?
I mean, it's because I have cancer.
No dope means no dope. Otherwise, I'm going to put you in jail. You are not allowed to use while you're on bond. Do you understand? I understand that you may have cancer, but not while you're on bond for DWI. Do you understand? If I find that you're using again, I'm going to put you in jail. Do not use. You're set for trial on Tuesday. Be here because we're going to go. Do you understand? But if I find that you're using again, it's over. All right, Herman.
Thank you, Honor.
See you in a week.
You don't need to reset that since it's already set for Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you as well. See you Tuesday.
Tuesday, next Tuesday,
Yes,
or
sir.
this Tuesday?
Yes, next, tomorrow, no problem.
Oh, from?
Yes.
Okay.